It is with saddened hearts and profound sorrow that we announce the sudden passing of our beloved Andrew Calixte, also known as Gittins or Rasai, formerly of Upper Church Street, Sufra. He resided at Upper Bridge Street, Sufra, during the time of his passing. He passed away on the morning of Wednesday, 20th December 2023, at his workplace at the age of 66. He was predeceased by his father, Eustace Dubois, his mother, Valentine Linda Calixte, brothers, Anthony Calixte and Linus Calixte. Left to mourn his passing are his wife, Ramona Edward Calixte of Bridge Street, Sufra, daughter, Valencia Sandy Paul, also known as Menanthea, employed with Blueprint Construction, sons, Jason Lee Wilson, also known as Pharaoh, of Sufra, Andre Nash Calixte of Bridge Street, Sufra, student of the Sufra Comprehensive Secondary School. Grandchildren, Kessa Elevek Sukwa, also known as Princess, Velma, also known as Shishi, and Emily Paul, both of Sufra, Nate Paul of Granivier Grosery. Great-grandchildren, Chauvel Gonzague and Komari Paul of Sufra. Sisters, Eudoxia Atti of Forbeny, Sufra, Mary Marcel Calixte of Montreal, Canada, Claudia Calixte, Leah Hawker, Sylvie Calixte, all of Calgary, Canada, Brenda Alfred of New Development, Sufra, Simone Dubois Pierre, a vendor at the Castries Market. Brothers, Gilroy Leonard Calixte, retired nurse at the Wellness Center. He resides at Bois d'Orange. Francis Calixte, also known as Nazi, of Bridge Street, Sufra. Stephen Alvin Calixte of Canada. Nieces, Marguerite Rose Calixte, also known as Beverly, and family. Dominica Atti, also known as Desiree, and family, both of Forbeny, Sufra. Kellyanne Atti and family. Samantha Toka and family. Leticia, Kiara, Elisa, Gisette, Victoria, and Michaela, all of Canada. Delia of New York. Tanisha of Canada. Olivia William in Anguilla. Rosie Burton in Cantstrees. Lisa Pulpy and Charmaine St. Louis in Leclerc. Trisha Pulpy in Japan. Chanel Joseph of Wavinclair, Sufra. Elizabeth Alexander in Canada. Alma Jules in England. Bertha Grant of Chateau Belair, Sufra. Giovannia Edmond, Corporal 131 of Cedar Heights. Portia Jabatis, WSPC 139, attached to the Sufra Police Station. Michael Leos of Sufra. Nephews, Franz Calixte of Bridge Street, Sufra. Dwayne Joseph of Diamond. Chester Paul in Canada. Chaverne Lescaris of High Street, Sufra. Chad Jones of Monlacroix. Vibert Calixte and family of Sufra. Hamilton Ford, also known as Earl of Sufra. Niall Calixte, Craig, Brad, and Ahmad, all of Canada. Kurt Calixte of Castries. Nicholas Pierre and Michael Pierre, both of Castries. Sebastian Pierre, also known as Smalley of Martinique. Tristan in Canada. Kidel Calixte of Arizona. KC of Canada. Grandson-in-law Benjamin Sukwa of Castries. Sisters-in-law Jennifer Calixte in Canada. Aldona Calixte of Boisden. Lena Calixte of Diamond. Bernice Regis of Bridge Street, Sufra. Barbara Maximin of Corinth. Flora and Veronica Edward of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Monique Lorenzen of Kissimmee, Florida. Frances Alexander, Francisca Casabon, and Mary Casabon, all of New Development, Soufrière. Cynthia Casabon of Fort Bernier. Florina Mangru in New York. Marianne in Castries. Brothers-in-law: John Buckle of Canada and Soufrière. Peter Sato and Phil Hawker in Canada. Thomas Edward in Miami, Florida. John Edward of Myersbridge, Soufrière. Alan Edward of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Stephen and Nicholas Casabo of Wavenclair. Valence Casabo in St. John. Anthony Mondesi, also known as Chacal, in Texas. Elias Casabo and Maximus Casabo in Castries. Other relatives, including the management and staff of Cool Breeze Car and Jeep Rentals and Cool Breeze Service Station, New Development, Soufrière. The Eloise family of Soufrière and abroad. The Pierre family of Soufrière and Castries. The Leon families of Palmis, Zeno, and Fossesac. The Justin families of Soufrière. The Joseph families of Barons Drive. The Jean families of Soufrière and Zeno. The Calixte families of Castries, Soufrière, and Wavenclair. The Edward families here and abroad. The St. Louis families here and abroad. The Casabon families here and abroad. Friends: Mr. and Mrs. Stowe of Hummingbird Beach Resort, Soufrière. Mike Joseph of New Development. Lucille Paul and family of Upper Boulevard Street, Soufrière. Lucy Felix and family of Etangs. Ma Parton of Wingsville. Valencia Alphonse of Diamond. Romael Edward of High Street and Wingsville. Prisca Charles and family of Bridge Street. Sawyer of Church Street. Mr. and Mrs. St. Bryce and family of Myersbridge. William Henry, also known as E. Bangs of Church Street. Mike Cadet of Zeno, also left to mourn. Daughter of deceased Aunt Frances Calixte. Children and grandchildren of deceased Aunt Camilla Calixte of Palmis, Castries, and London. Children and grandchildren of deceased Aunt Marge Calixte of Castries, Canada, and St. John. Children and grandchildren of deceased Aunt Ruth Frederick of Zeno. Children and grandchildren of deceased Uncle Nodrick Calixte of Upper Victoria Street and Diamond, Soufrière. Children of deceased Robert Calixte of Soufrière. Children of deceased Mr. Son Calixte of Fort Bernier and Lafargue, Choiseul. Members of the Soufrière Fathers and Mothers Group. The young men on the Upper Bridge Street block. His friends under the almond tree at the waterfront. His neighbors on Bridge Street. Other relatives and friends here and abroad, too numerous to mention. The funeral service for the late Andrew Calixte, also known as Rasai or Gittins, will be held at Our Lady of the Assumption Church, Soufrière, on Wednesday, 17 January 2024 at 3 p.m. The body will be interred at the Soufrière Cemetery. His body presently lies at the Lazarus Funeral Home, New Dock Road, Vieux. May his soul rest in eternal peace.